Have you ever pondered about the portion of your existence that's under your control? This inquiry isn't just rhetorical, but an entrance to the philosophy of Stoicism, a thought movement that's been molding minds for centuries. Stoicism urges us to concentrate on what's within our control and discard what isn't. It helps us to redefine our understanding of control and happiness. In the chaos of life, we often chase things beyond our control, losing sight of what truly matters. Stoicism introduces a world where we aren't dictated by our emotions and our happiness isn't reliant on external factors. It's a philosophy about discerning what we can and cannot change, accepting the inevitable, and finding inner peace. Its traces can be found in the works of historical figures like Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, and Seneca. This age-old philosophy, Stoicism, offers deep insights for our modern lives, inspiring us to introspect, challenge our perceptions, and discover happiness within. It's a philosophy that has weathered time, with wisdom as pertinent today as it was over 2,000 years ago. Our journey begins in the bustling markets of ancient Athens, around 300 BC. This was a time of intellectual awakening, a period when minds were ablaze with questions about life, purpose, and the universe. Amid this hive of intellectual activity, a new philosophy was taking root, one that would come to be known as Stoicism. The seed of Stoicism was sown by a man named Zeno, of Citium. Zeno was a merchant who, after a shipwreck, found himself in Athens. There, he began attending lectures by the Cynics, who advocated for a life of virtue in accordance with nature. Inspired by these teachings, Zeno began developing his own philosophical ideas, which eventually led to the birth of Stoicism. Stoicism was a direct response to the philosophical climate of the time. In an era marked by uncertainty, Stoicism offered a unique perspective. It proposed that while we can't control everything that happens to us, we can control how we respond to it. This idea was revolutionary. It shifted the focus from external circumstances to internal resilience. Stoicism was not just a philosophical theory. It was a practical guide to life. It was about understanding the world and our place in it, about recognizing the difference between what we can change and what we must accept. It was, in essence, a philosophy for the marketplace, for the real world. Zeno taught his philosophy in the Stoa Poikile, or painted porch in Athens, which is how Stoicism got its name. His teachings spread, attracting a following that included slaves and emperors, merchants and scholars. It resonated with people from all walks of life because it offered a way to find peace and contentment in a world that was often chaotic and unpredictable. And so, Stoicism was born, a philosophy for the marketplace, for the real world. It was a beacon of clarity amid confusion, a guide to living a good life no matter what challenges one might face. Stoicism reminded people then, as it does now, that while we may not have control over the events of life, we always have control over our reactions to them. As Stoicism matured, it found a new home in the heart of the Roman Empire. The Stoics found fertile ground in Rome, a place where the philosophy's principles of virtue, wisdom, and self-control resonated deeply. Stoicism was embraced by many, from the common folk to the most influential figures of the time. Let's take a moment to consider Seneca, a man of many talents, a statesman, dramatist, and most importantly, a philosopher. His works are a testament to the Stoic philosophy, filled with timeless wisdom and practical advice. Seneca, through his writings, offered a Stoic perspective on everything from handling criticism to dealing with loss, his words echoing the Stoic ideals of accepting fate and focusing on what one can control. But perhaps the most famous Roman Stoic was not a philosopher by profession, but an emperor. Marcus Aurelius, often referred to as the philosopher king, was a profound student of Stoicism. His personal writings, known as the Meditations, serve as a key text in Stoic philosophy. They offer a glimpse into the mind of a man grappling with the challenges of his time, guided by the principles of Stoicism. In the Meditations, Marcus Aurelius continuously reminds himself to remain indifferent to things beyond his control, to act according to reason, and to treat others with justice and kindness. His words serve as a beacon, illuminating the path of Stoic philosophy. His writings, though centuries old, resonate with contemporary readers, offering a timeless guide to leading a virtuous life. The adoption of Stoicism by these Roman figures was not merely a philosophical preference, but rather a testament to the practicality of Stoicism. It was a philosophy that could guide an emperor in ruling an empire, a statesman in navigating the turbulent political waters, and an individual in leading a fulfilling life. The influence of Stoicism in Rome was profound. It shaped the thoughts and actions of some of the most powerful individuals of the time. Stoicism had become the philosophy of the powerful, a guiding light in an often chaotic world. With the fall of the Roman Empire, Stoicism too receded into the shadows, but it was not forgotten. In the Dark Ages, the light of Stoicism flickered and dimmed. The philosophical schools of Rome were disbanded and the teachings of the Stoics were overshadowed by the rise of a different kind of thought. The Middle Ages focused on faith, miracles, and the divine hand, leaving little room for the Stoics' belief in the power of reason and the acceptance of fate. Stoicism, with its focus on individual virtue and inner strength, seemed to be lost in the mists of time. But much like the Stoics' own understanding of existence, the philosophy was not eradicated, but merely transformed. As the Middle Ages gave way to the Renaissance, a renewed interest in the classical world saw Stoicism return to the forefront of intellectual thought. In the vibrant discourse of the Renaissance, the Stoic philosophy found new champions. Thinkers like Michel de Montaigne and Justus Lipsius embraced Stoic ideas, incorporating them into their own work and spreading them throughout the intellectual circles of Europe. The Stoic emphasis on rationality, self-control, and acceptance resonated with the Renaissance's focus on human potential and individual achievement. In the centuries that followed, Stoicism continued to influence great minds. From the Enlightenment philosopher Immanuel Kant, who regarded Stoicism as the highest moral ideal, to the existentialist Friedrich Nietzsche, who admired the Stoics' defiant acceptance of life's challenges. Even today, Stoic principles can be found in the works of modern authors, from Robert Greene's The 48 Laws of Power to J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. Stoicism's fall and resurgence are a testament to its enduring relevance. It is a philosophy that transcends time and culture, speaking to the fundamental human experience. It teaches us to accept the world as it is, to find peace in the face of adversity, and to cultivate inner strength and virtue. Like a phoenix from the ashes, Stoicism resurfaced, ready to influence a new generation. In our modern world, Stoicism continues to offer a path to serenity and understanding. As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, we find Stoicism's timeless wisdom to be more relevant than ever. Today, the principles of Stoicism find application in contemporary therapeutic practices, particularly in cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. CBT is a type of psychotherapy that helps people manage their problems by changing the way they think and behave. It encourages individuals to challenge distorted cognitions and change destructive patterns of behavior. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? That's because CBT echoes the Stoic philosophy of understanding what is within our control and what isn't, and focusing our energy on the former. Moreover, Stoicism provides us with a robust framework to deal with stress and anxiety. In an age characterized by constant connectivity and information overload, our minds often reel under the weight of ceaseless worries and fears. Stoicism, however, teaches us to differentiate between things we can change and those we can't, urging us to invest our emotional energy wisely. It's about accepting the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. And when it comes to the pursuit of happiness, Stoicism offers a unique perspective. Instead of seeking happiness in externalities, wealth, fame, or power, it guides us to find it within ourselves, in our virtues and actions. It reminds us that true happiness doesn't come from having what we want, but from wanting what we have. It's a philosophy that turns conventional wisdom on its head, challenging us to redefine our notions of success and satisfaction. Stoicism, then, isn't just an ancient philosophy. It's a practical toolkit for life, a guide that helps us navigate the stormy seas of modern living with equanimity and poise. It teaches us to embrace adversity, to find tranquility in turmoil, and to derive contentment from our own actions and attitudes. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, still guides us in navigating the complexities of our modern lives.